Square Enix decided to bring Kingdom Hearts to the PlayStation 3 with Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories, and Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days on September 11th, 2013. Welcome to my review of 1.5. So Kingdom Hearts Final Mix was exclusive to Japan, so the States and Europe never got. Final Mix basically had some extra content, keyblades, cutscenes, and everything. So let's start with the main character, Sora, age 14, with his best friend Riku, age 15, and Kairi, probably age 14 for my prediction. So they just had the dream that they wanted to leave Destiny Islands. They got too bored and wanted to see all the worlds, but capable of getting off the island, they had to go and build a raft, and this began their journey. But this is the unusual part of Kingdom Hearts. Disney characters. Yes, this game does feature a variety of Disney characters, from Donald, Goofy, King Mickey, Minnie, and all the other characters. So and Pluto as well. So Donald went to meet King Mickey, His Majesty, and he found a letter from Pluto saying that King Mickey had decided to go and find the bearer of the Keyblade. So they, with Goofy, decided to blast off and find their king and return him back home. So obviously our friends at Destiny Islands are having some problem with darkness. Catastrophic darkness swallowed Riku, Kairi, and everybody else, including his parents, which you don't know happened in the, but whatever. So, but the Keyblade saved him. The light saved him. The warrior, the Keyblade, the blade that kills all heartless and prevents darkness from going to your heart. But that was still not enough to save his world. His world was sucked by that inner darkness. But then Sora did not go flow in space. He went to this world called Traverse Town. Now you discover that Traverse Town is a town where basically if you lose your world, this is where you end up. So it's sort of like an orphanage. That's the analogy I like to use, an orphanage. So you know Donald and Goofy are here. If Pluto is there, which they didn't bring Pluto along with them, which is pretty strange. But you do meet some strange characters like Leon, Yuffie, and Aerith. They basically talk about who Ansem is and why he's after the Heartless and why he's reaching the Heartless, and they talk about all the background detail and everything. So after all that happens, you basically meet with Donald Duck and you meet with Goofy as well, and they agree to take you on the gummy ship to save all the worlds, make sure all the keyholes are safe, make sure the world aren't going to be falling in darkness. And basically all the worlds are based on Disney properties like Halloween Town, Atlantica, and even one world is Deep Jungle, which is the worst one in my opinion. But all these worlds have either a special heartless like Tripmaster Wonderland or Oogie Boogie of Halloween Town. And basically, once you finish the world, you deal with a certain boss with a certain ally. Once you defeat the boss, you seal the keyhole of the world to prevent the heartless from coming back to that world. And basically restores the barrier, basically makes a shield so the heartless does not come, so the world is pure again. And basically that's all you gotta do. There are way more worlds in Kingdom Hearts. You gotta do this for like 10 other worlds. So trust me, it's not easy. It's sort of easy, but not easy. Let's move on to gameplay. Finally, the fun part of this game, in my opinion, the easy part. So basically gameplay. Kingdom Hearts is a hack and slash RPG that was made by Square Enix, obviously I said before. And basically they have, you can basically like have certain abilities. You can have magic like Faraga, Blizzaga, Thunder, and you can progressively upgrade your magic as you go along with the game. You can get like Blizzaga, from Blizzara to Blizzaga, and all that kind of magic you learn. And basically there are a lot of unique magics can be used for different bosses, different enemies. And for example, Iraga can damage enemies, or Aurora can damage enemies as you touch them. That's just amazing. So I'm going to show you the abilities. Basically, when you play the game, you have different abilities. Like Scan, you can see the enemy's HP, MP Haste, Strike Rate, MP Rage, Air Combo Plus, Lucky Strikes, Counterattack, everything. And as you level up, you get more of these things. And so does Donald and Goofy, each have their own unique ones. So if I want to equip Treasure Magnet, get all the MP and money, I can basically do that with freaking him. You can have shared abilities like Glide, Super Glide, those you get naturally in the game. And basically I'll just show one last aspect of the game. The keychains or the keyblades. Sora can only have this, so basically you can get different keyblades as you beat the game. And each world you can get keyblades. You can even get keyblades from certain allies, doing certain quests and everything. So that was Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix. Alright, so Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories is basically the second game in the Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD collection. And basically what I like about this game is the gameplay. As I'll be saying along, that the gameplay is just overall amazing in my opinion. It just you have to get used to it, honestly. After you play the game once or twice, maybe a couple more hours in a row, you'll get used to it, for sure. Sora, Donald, and Goofy managed to find a letter from King Mickey by Pluto. So basically they chased after Pluto to get the letter, and they found out that King Mickey was not to be found. So they basically went on ahead, and then later on you're introduced to this little cutscene where it's sort of interesting because you never heard of her or seen her before, but it's starting to get strange. He drew this picture of a castle, and then a couple moments later you're at the castle. Now basically someone in the group decided to go to the castle for whatever reason, because it looked like something you would like to go into. Not really, but afterwards they're introduced to a man in a black hood, and the man in the black hood tells you that you're in a world or a castle called Castle Oblivion, and basically when you enter the castle's walls you forget every single ability and every single thing you learned. And he basically tells you that this is the way of Castle Oblivion, that you lose everything you learned, and in order to gain your memories of your loved ones and your friends, you have to go through the world that are in your memories, or in a form of cards, which each your memories is in shape of cards. Each world you have is sent to cards, so every single world you've been in Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix will be in card form, where you can travel through.
You seek. Hold the card to open the door, and beyond it a new world.
Alright, so let's slide right into the gameplay of Reaching the Memories. Now, the music isn't fantastic. I'll admit it's fantastic. So basically, as from the tutorial, you learn if you purchase the game. So basically, every single hit you do, every single swing consists of one card. You have friend cards, which are Donald, Goofy, and the ally of that world. So basically, as you can see, they have value cards. So if you play a 5 value card and your enemy plays a 4 value card, you win. So basically you can have 3 things: HP, CP, or a new thing called slights, and basically you get different slights as you level up. So basically that's what I like about the game, slights, and be able to, how you do slights is basically you stock your cards, and I'll talk about more about stocking cards and stuff. So basically that was just me showing you how you can make the enemies like unconscious, that confused for a couple seconds, so you can get some couple good hits on them. And I'll definitely tell you one thing: the Donald card is absolutely horrible. Donald sucks in this game. He sucks in every single Kingdom Hearts game. But Goofy is amazingly overpowered. And basically what card points are that every time you go into your deck and you go to review deck, and then you can basically place more cards. As you can see, the little CP gauge over there, from 0242 to 300. And as you level up, you can choose to increase your CP or your HP. Now, most people who are experienced with the game will increase CP for more slides, for more magic, for more everything, because you can put everything into a whole deck, correct, right? So basically what people choose to do, you can rename it, delete your cards, check out what map cards you got, your world map, but there's a faster way of going to your world map. It's actually pressing select, and the little like fancy Keyblade sort of sign, and the little crown on the thing on your little map. They give you a mini-map this game around, which I definitely loved. I definitely loved them giving you a mini-map. Hope that happens in Kingdom Hearts 3. I wish for a mini-map. That'd be nice. So I'm basically showing you the power of Goofy. Are you looking at his power? He's just OP. Man, if you get 3 of those, oh my lord. So basically, yeah, I'll be explaining more of the stocking card system later on. Because if you know how to stock your cards properly, this game will be a piece of cake. If you know how to master your card, this game is easier than Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix. I swear you can beat this game so fast because you don't actually have to talk to characters. The story doesn't even matter, honestly, about this parts. Alright, so if I was to overall tell you what the gameplay of Reaching the Memories is, I would just say the gameplay at first, when you play it for your very first time, is going to be complicated. Of course, I'll be honest with you, when I played this game for the very first time, it was really amazingly complicated. I didn't know what to do, I didn't know how to beat. Hell, I'll be honest with you, I rage quit this game for a straight week facing one of the bosses in this game. Not the actual bosses, but the Disney bosses. Oh my lord. But then I got the hang of it, I guess, because it's not like you can't just go off fast pace. You need to actually think. I think Square Enix did a good thing because they like to put their fast paced thing. You know how in Final Fantasy you can just like, you can't really like do action paced movements. It's all like strategic deck stuff, right? Not deck, but you know, I mean, choice making. Like you just click on a couple of things, like scroll, make some choices, right? Not like you move around and stuff like this game. I think they decided to put both elements together, like a card picking system and a movement. So, but then I'll just say one thing. Stocking is really an amazing thing, by the way. If you were to stock 3 cards, you can do max. You can only stock around 3 cards. So if you were to stock a 2, 1, and a 6, you can't use a 2 card anymore. So basically that's what I don't like about it, but you can definitely get sleets as you level up. But then overall the gameplay is really amazing, and I'll tell you one amazing part about this game that I really love. And that part is that you get to choose the world you go to. Now Sora's memory should be like you go from the order he went in Kingdom Hearts 1, but then I like that. Alright, so the last game we have is Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days, which was originally for the Nintendo DS, but it was ported to the PlayStation 3 by the 1.5 HD collection, but in a cutscene mode, and a cutscene formation, which is sort of weird because this game had online. This is one of the games that could have potentially had online if you think about it, but they put in a cutscene formation, which I don't really like, but then I guess this game does have most of the fields and Red Rox's diaries, and the chapters are capable of actually playing them in any order you want after you actually watch all of them together. So once you finish watching it for the very first time, you can just play it, and you can just watch it whenever you want. So let us start, shall we? Alright, so when you first play the game, Sayax talks about the Heartless and how they're mindless, and how the Keyblade was meant to collect all the hearts, and that they need a Keyblade barrier in order to collect the hearts, and the organization's true intention is to actually collect Kingdom Hearts. But the organization actually has a new member by the name of Xion, and eventually Axel decides to go to Castle Oblivion. Now what's interesting about this game is that it's actually in between, before and after reaching the memories during Sora's story. So Axel will disappear, reappear, and disappear because that's what he did do in the game. We didn't face him a lot because he was with Roxas helping him out and everything. So basically what's interesting about this game is the fact that it's Roxas and Xion that matters the most, and how they progress through the game as actual characters. The reason that this game is what I like about this game is just that it has the best story in my opinion. It's just how Roxas progresses and how he learns a lot more new words, terminology, since he didn't know a lot before, but then how he interacts with Xion really just makes me love this game even more. Like originally Xion, he didn't talk to Xion at all. So as you see, her silence was broken and he finally talked to her, made friends with him. It took a while, but definitely it's really the first words that she talked to him. It's really interesting. As you progress through the game, they start to become friends, and then Axel comes into the picture. But then what's interesting about Xion is that she also can bear the Keyblade. So basically she can also bear the Keyblade, which is also interesting. So you'll find out through the story that Xion isn't who she's supposed to be.
I didn't know you could use the Keyblade.
You know? Neither did I.
You earned the icing on the cake.
Huh?
Come on, I'll show you.
What makes 358 over 2 days an amazing Kingdom Hearts game all over above the other ones is its sense of progression. Now all the Kingdom Hearts game has a certain sense of progression which is amazing, but this game just to me excels in all of that, and how the character's personality builds up. And even though this game is depressing, as you get through depressing, it's just you see all the good sides in their friendship and them helping each other out, and how Roxas and Xion didn't have any friends until they met Axel, and how they realized, and just all this emotion just builds up sometimes, and you feel like you are part of them sometimes, because at one point in our lives we sort of were part of them. We didn't know what was going on, we didn't have any friends, we didn't know what these things were. It was definitely a strange thing. But let's talk about the Heartless and the Nobodies. When Roxas destroys the Heartless with his Keyblade, the hearts are released into Kingdom Hearts, which they were trying to do, with Xemnas and everyone else were trying to do. And a Nobody is the vessel. So basically the Heartless is the actual heart, and the Nobodies is the body itself. But then what's been happening to Roxas lately is that Sora's memories, which in Return of Memories at the end was, remember, Naminé is trying to restore Sora's memory, and since Roxas is Sora's Nobody, when a person with a great heart gets killed, basically that kind of Kingdom Hearts 1, become a Nobody. So basically Naminé has been trying to get Roxas' memory. I like to conclude 358 over 2 days with this statement. This game is amazing. 358 is definitely an amazing game, and I just wish it could have been into a game. Just imagine the graphics of the PlayStation 3 compared to the Nintendo DS. No, not the DSi or anything, not even the 3DS, the very first DS. It's just shit. So if this would have been to a game, it would have been amazing. But even though it's in a cutscene, at least we got that with amazing graphical cutscenes. If you compare it from the other one, it's not good. But then Honestly, there's a lot of shit going on in this game. Even though this game basically covers rocks, this is almost his first year in this game. It's definitely an amazing pick, and if you had the choice to watch it on YouTube, which you can, if you don't want to buy the collection, I don't mind, but if you really want to watch this game, it's on YouTube. I would highly recommend you watch this cutscene fully somehow. Final verdict: is Kingdom Hearts 1.5 HD collection for the PlayStation 3 worth it? Yes, it is definitely worth it for the full price, $40 price tag. You can obviously get it for cheaper now since it's been out for a while, like $30 on Amazon or whatever. But it's definitely worth it. It's one of in my opinion, one of the best HD collections that come out so far. Second being, well, I wouldn't say that. I might say that for a later video, but definitely be one of the best. I'm glad Square Enix made this for a whole new generation, or the PS3 generation, or last gen technically since PS4 came out, to finally get into it, close the PS3's gates with a bang. Obviously 2.5 coming out will give a lot more people to get into the infamous Kingdom Hearts 3. And as being a new person who never played the Kingdom Hearts games, I did play the PlayStation 2 version, but not actually on PlayStation 2 on an emulator. But then I would love to say I'm glad I bought this. It feels good playing Kingdom Hearts on a home console. It's meant for that type of experience. It's a whole lot different, but it's definitely worth it. Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix for its after game. After you beat the main story, you can come to Olympus Coliseum, do the Hades Cup, which I'm doing right now on screen. You could do the Golden Match with Ice Titan. You could do Sephiroth, the hardest boss in the game. You could do some extra bosses and everything. Collect all the Keyblades, make the ultimate Keyblade, which take hours and hours of grinding and figuring out and guides and everything. You could also, and Rechain of Memories for its gameplay, which has a lot of mixed feelings. I like Rechain of Memories because of its gameplay, that's it. It was really innovative. And Days for its story and progression of characters and everything. Because Days definitely, whether you like it or not, had one of the most depressing stories of the series. I thought Birth by Sleep did, but Days, oh my god, none of them are ever coming back. Oh my lord. It's definitely sad, and it's just definitely amazing too. You can watch it anytime you want to, read Rox's diary, think what he was saying, just look at what he was saying and everything. And I wish they made it into a game, but honestly, that's my only downfall. They should have made it into a game. It would have made a lot more sense. Some of the scenes didn't make sense, but some of them did. So, alright, so I'm basically done with the video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.